back, guys. The Car Service Podcast, presented by Beyond Limits. I'm your host, Josh. We got Kevin here, co-host, and we got these two fellas here with us again, Tim and Dave.
Hello.
Good evening.
Dave Smith's back. He's back in the house.
Dave Smith is back.
Let's get the obligatory out of the way now. Jackson Ribeiro is behind the sound. Jackson Ribeiro, everyone.
That's my dad.
There we go. Right. We can move on with our podcast. Let's get going for the evening.
All right. So, Josh, why are we here?
I think we're here to talk about car shows today.
No.
No? No. I think we're here to talk about car shows today.
I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want to do it.
I think we're going to start with Dave Smith to talk about some car shows.
I love it.
So, Dave,
What about car shows?
in your early formidable years of Dave Smith, stop talking. I'm talking. In your early formidable years of Dave Smith at Best Buy, in his IT position, was thinking, hey, the car club would be cool, but I kind of want to see things too. So let's talk about this. Look how upset he is.
I don't understand where you're going. What are you doing?
So tell us about your early car show days. What is maybe a little bit before
Early,
maybe before your Best Buy days. Like what would you say your entrance into car shows, car things, car stuff? Like what really hooked you on to that kind of scene, I guess, if you will?
Well, I mean, going to the Philly Auto Show. I think we were all pretty much going to agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Very early thing for me as growing up was my family, or I'm sorry, my father bringing me to the Philly Auto Show.
Okay.
And seeing what could be done or what can be done to a car that you buy off a dealership lot or a used car lot or something like. It just did something for me.
So you're talking more specifically about like the custom section,
the customization,
versus...
yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
That did it for me, and then going to car meets in high school, seeing what some of the local guys around here that were older than me, were doing to their cars, and that kind of struck me like, I want to do that.
That's your interest. That's your
cool.
peak.
That was my peak. And
okay.
That's where it kind of started for me.
Okay. All right.
What about you?
Me?
Yeah.
See, I was back with I would say my first formidable things that I can actually remember is like the local car shows.
Oh,
like the typical classic car show. They shut down the road and they put the cars on the road.
Your
and so
township car show.
Yeah, township car. Yeah, just like the little things. And I mean, I remember. I don't know if you've probably been to them when the Merchantville car show was like.
Oh, it's still huge.
Oh yeah.
No. Like the days where it used to take up like. I'm talking probably I think what Merchantville's like a square mile.
Yeah.
And it would take up like 3/4 of that square mile was car show.
Grew up there.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, so Tim knows.
Tim knows.
Tim knows.
Tim definitely knows. So that was probably my early years. And like, obviously from being generational, like I got it kind of through my dad. That's kind of what we did.
Yeah.
And that was always the classic car show. Never so much the like, and the import stuff wasn't big back then either.
Yeah.
So like, classic car shows is kind of where I cut my teeth. That's kind of where I started, getting an inkling. And listen, I don't care. I like my imports. We all like our imports. There's certain things here and there, but there's nothing quite like a good old school American V8.
Oh,
there's
man.
V8s in general, but like there's nothing like there's not much that compares to when it punches you right in the chest when it starts, or like just that pure smell of gasoline or whatever it's running off of. That's
no replacement
probably,
for displacement type stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, if that's the term you want to use, and I don't disagree with that completely, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, that's just kind of where it kind of brought it to me, and getting punched in the chest as a little kid by a boom tube out the side of like a '55 Chevy or something.
Whoa!
Yeah, it starts and punches you in the face. You're like, I don't know if I like this or love it. I'm not quite sure. It could be both. But so let's. What about you, Tim? How about you?
Yeah, kind of the same thing. I guess we all grew up in the same area. So Kevin, I guess me and him grew up really close, not even knowing, but
yeah.
I grew up in Merchantville, so the car show that he talked about, I obviously went to every year. My parents were very involved in the town themselves. So yeah, I spent a lot of years there. One of my great things that I like to go to. On top of that, the auto show, they would always take me there every year. Other than that, just I guess my love of cars brought me to it as well. Just me wanting to take a step further in knowledge of cars and seeing people's customized cars and thinking like, I want to know how to do that. I want to be able to do that. And that's how I would say, you know, this all got started and got me to going to car shows with myself.
Here's kind of something crazy too. Now obviously I didn't know that. I didn't know we were such the likeliness that we've passed each other.
Oh yeah.
At car shows or something like that. Like even back then, like when we were kids, very high.
Yeah.
Actually.
Oh, for sure.
If we did, you know, kind of put that together there.
That's wild.
That is weird.
That is
very
really
weird.
weird to think about.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it too. Like when you're talking about the Philly Auto Show.
Yeah.
Like that, I think we've all done it. You know, I did it a ton when I get to my point, I'll talk about it. But I'm sure there's plenty of times that we've all crossed paths, plenty of times and had no idea.
Yeah.
Because
that's
only
very
3
true.
days long in the event, realistically. Oh, it's a week.
No, it's a week.
It's a week, but like
when your parents are taking, it'd be a weekend. So
yeah, most of the time you're only there for the weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. So all right, Josh, bring it in. Let's point on you.
So I'm right there with him. The Philly Auto Show is where, you know, I really got my good taste, all that. You know, when I went to school, we used to take field trips to the Philly Auto Show. That was something that we did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Really? District was cool.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Really?
something we used to
On
do.
Education Day, they have an Education
They
Day.
do have an education.
Yeah,
that is
we
true.
used-
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Yeah, we used
My
to do the
school
Philly
apparently
Auto Show.
wasn't cool enough.
Yeah, I was gonna say thanks a lot for taking me to the Franklin Institute.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Hey,
all loved
that place
that.
is cool. Don't
That
diss
place
that
is
place.
Okay, I'm sorry. That was a bad representation.
Yeah, it really was.
It was cool. I
I'm
agree.
offended.
But like, I would have loved that. That would have been great.
Yeah, but the Philly Auto Show, and it was cool because, you know, not that I disagree that you know, that the JDM wasn't as popular like back when we were like young with the classic cars and stuff. I think it was very much still like undergroundish type thing, and really the only time you really got to see it was like at the Philly Auto Show with like the dub section and stuff. And I mean, like, dub was huge. Like you had like
the finished stuff.
Yeah.
Like the stuff that's like
oh
Yeah.
I
Now-
mean, think about it. Like all the magazines were representing dub. I mean, even some like the
TIS used to have
TIS.
Even-
they're still around.
Yeah. Do you remember everybody used to put the size of the rims on their cars?
Oh my God, yeah.
And now you can get the new Escalade has factory 24s or something like. Yeah.
Even the
that
video
used to be the
games.
flex. Yeah.
Even the video games at the time, you could get like, you know, DLCs as they called them back then, the add-ons,
Midnight
dub
Club
edition
dub
cars.
edition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not your dub edition.
Yeah.
Like that was the thing. Like that was what it was, and that was just like, I want to be like that when I grow up. That's cool.
So
Yeah.
I think you touched on a good point too that I probably didn't realize at the time. I guess the import stuff, because I guess early 2000s we're thinking, right? Like early to mid 2000s. So obviously there was a lot of import stuff. But I think your point to saying that it was more underground is a very, very solid point, because it really was. Like
It was
wasn't-
there.
It was
just-
They
there.
were
It just
bringing
wasn't
cars that were
prominent.
being produced now in the United States.
Right.
Yes.
Right. It was just
Yeah.
more. It
And
was
every
more
trick they could.
prominent versus what it is now.
Yeah.
Whereas it's very, very popular, and then it really wasn't, because the car show scene again was, at least in the public eye, was very classic cars, you know, so on and so forth, kind of stuff like that. So
I mean, before the Fast and the Furious became way too fast and way too furious, like the first show, like the first movie, that was what it was about. Like that was like a legitimate example of what the scene was like.
yeah,
Maybe not
that's
the
true.
heists, but
Well, no, not the heist, but like the
The
meetups
heist.
and the stuff like
Yeah.
that in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Like that's how it was.
Yeah. No, that's that's a very good point, and I don't think I crossed that. So that's fair.
And you know, oh, excuse me. Sorry about that.
Brought to you by
I
indigestion.
think because we were so young, like, you know, I'm not gonna say we were crazy young. We were probably like,
I mean, it's impressionable years, right?
it's very
Oh,
exactly.
very.
That's what I was trying to get at. It was
Very.
very impressionable.
Yeah.
We were like, wow, like you can do that, and now we're all really financially irresponsible when it comes to our vehicles. But I like that we stuck with it though. You know what I mean? Like we saw it, we all were like, oh wow, that's cool. And then growing up, it's still a passion.
Yeah, it's still here.
You don't see that a lot. You see like
A lot of things die. It's not a fad, is
It's
what you're
not
saying.
exactly
Yeah.
like for us, it was not a fad. It was
Fly by night stuff.
right.
Yeah.
And you know, and you don't have to be a mechanic.
That's
Like,
true.
You can be anything, and just have that passion, and
I'll double down on that. I will
Yeah.
pay literally anybody to do electrical work. I hate it.
yeah,
I absolutely hate it. Cannot
and Tim is
stand.
fantastic at it.
Yeah, can't stand it. Nope. Not for me.
But yeah, I agree.
So car show stuff is cool.
Yeah.
I mean, we've all kind of cut our teeth on probably. I don't want to say grassroots because a lot of that stuff was pretty mainstream at the time. But like, so if we move on to now, we have our licenses. Now we're
big boys.
We're grown up. We got our big boy pants on. Yeah, never ever. But what would you say, like, if you remember, do you remember the first time that you said, somebody said, hey, let's go over here and let's, go to this parking lot and hang out with the guys or something like that. Let's touch maybe a little bit on that.
So let's have Tim go first. I want Tim to go first.
You want Tim to go? Tim.
Yeah, Tim, you go first.
Tim, you go first, Tim.
Is it because you want me to talk about something, then you can chime
Yes.
in?
I know exactly because I know
Okay.
what you're Tim and I went to school together.
So 17-year-old me, there was things to do. I had my license for 3 months and then lost it. So I didn't get to enjoy a lot of 17-year-old me driving. But 18-year-old me, 18-year-old me, yes. There was, after school, we would drive to either the Wawa, outside Wawa, us being South Jersey people, Wawa is a convenience store. They usually have a nice big parking lot. They're, friendly for trucks and everything of that such. So there would be a group of gentlemen after school that we'd go drive over there and we'd hang out until either, we had like a 5 o'clock shift at work, or I'm pretty sure some people probably never left. I don't know. But, it was a thing we did. And if we didn't do it there, we did it at a different Wawa closer into town, away from school. And we would do it, we would hang out there and we would just meet up and, BS and I guess in a way be a trouble to society. But, it was a fun time. We had fun and it was a thing to do. It gave us something to do every night if we didn't have anything to do. Bored
Tim, was Dave Smith one of those truck people?
Dave Smith, I would say Dave Smith was I wouldn't say he was a frequent flyer, but he was here and there.
I showed up a couple times.
Okay.
I
In the F-150?
in the F-150, of course. It was my first car.
What year was that F-150, by the way?
In 04.
Was it 2004? What a great year, 2004.
Terrible.
Great year. What does that have? A fantastic, what is that, a 5.4 Triton?
Sure,
What a
5.4.
great engine, everybody.
5.4
What a great
valve.
engine. How many exhaust leaks have you? Never mind, we're going to talk on that later. Continue.
But no, touching back on what Tim said, I was there at those meetups after school. Where we went to school, I would say there was more truck people.
Well,
due
to the area.
Yeah, due to the area, but same concept. We hey, let's all go there, and that later developed into going to some of the local car meets.
Yeah.
That some of our friends actually hosted. Older than us.
Right.
But from school and things like
school.
that, that's how we we just kind of evolved in the area.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I know now, especially the 7-Eleven kind of type deal is becoming very large.
Oh, yeah.
With the
Oh,
car scene and
yeah.
stuff, and they're very much investing in that.
Have you
But
all seen
it's-
their latest advertising?
It's
Yes.
fantastic.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's very good.
it's great.
Very good.
Yeah.
But what I think is funny is like Tim touched on the point of starting at a Wawa and just meeting at a Wawa because convenient. So at the end of the day, it's a convenience store, right? And we used to do the same thing. Like the Wawa that was local to us, same thing. We just a couple people, handful of people sit in the parking lot because you could get your food, you get your drinks, and typically for the most part nobody would really bother you.
Yeah.
And as long as you had something, you weren't going to get kicked out or they weren't going to harass you with anything because it just made it seem like you were there for the store, but you were actually there for another purpose.
Yeah.
So which is cool. I mean, that's kind of neat. We kind of all maybe share that. Josh, how about you? Is that something you guys did way back when?
I mean, actually, to be honest, back when I was still like in high school, like right as I was getting my license,
Yeah.
we did one of those. Our schools had same program where like you could like leave early and
Okay.
go work and stuff like that. So I used to work in Deptford in one of the retail stores, and I used to see all the people at the Deptford Mall.
Yeah.
Do the Deptford Mall meets. So
I remember those.
I would go collect carts and watch all the cars like rolling around the mall and stuff.
So you just went straight.
So I went
into
straight
it.
there as soon as I got my
Yeah.
car. The big meets at Deptford were where I used to
I forgot
go.
I
about
went to
those.
Yeah.
I forgot about those.
But I would
Yes.
sit there for hours pushing carts. I'd be like, yeah, I'm almost done.
They'd be on the radio. Josh, where are you? They're like, I'm in the back. I'm looking at a skyline. Hold on, I'll see. I'm not quite sure what this thing is, but I like it. They're like, kid, you were done 2 hours ago.
But I like
The stores were closed. We all left.
I like where you're going with this. How like it kind of like that's where we started, and then we started to see the car show stuff. We started to go into it was the build up from us being friends with school, other schoolmates going into now we're going to car meets. Oh, now this is way bigger.
So let's bring that in. You're right. It was way bigger. So it's a tier, like a tier type deal.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So again, we started with the little stuff. We started with the grassroots stuff. That's where we all kind of cut our teeth.
Oh,
We're
sure,
all kind of on the
absolutely.
same. So car meets. What would you say heyday car meets? Like, what were some of the formidable years of car meets? Like when stuff was. Get me slack later. And anybody that knows. What were the good years of car meets? In your opinion,
In
it's
my
opinion. It's
opinion.
opinions.
I feel 2014, 2015.
Okay, all right.
It was a different. You didn't hear Takeover.
Correct.
You were there. There was a standard. Like I like when you went to a car meet, right? Like I had a truck, right? So I didn't have a car.
Right.
When you go to a car meet, if you didn't have a car that was nice in any shape or form, you parked in the next lot over and you walked.
Yeah, you respect it.
You respected
Yeah.
the people that put the time into their builds. I would say, like, there was a different level of respect.
Yeah, I agree.
And back in like the 2014, 2015 era, and that compared to what you go to now,
Yes,
that would be my reason.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Well, yeah.
Tim? Sorry, Josh. Josh?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I think that's kind of going to extend probably a little bit past that. I'm going to say probably like up until like maybe the end of 2017.
Think so?
I do. I think
Around here?
Huh?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
20,
I think it's more. I think it's more than that. I
My
think.
guess was,
I think it's more than that.
16
Yeah. I think 18 was kind of where we started to
It
see
was
the
done.
shift. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You went to meet
That I
those
can
still good,
agree
more were
with.
getting
Yeah.
shut down, more trash was coming, more burnouts were happening, and you did see the shift. And I don't know if like maybe we're just on the tail end of like a generational shift or something, but you definitely saw where it was heading, and it's not where anyone who participated thought it would.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. And I would say I kind of want to blend, like everybody said a little bit. He said 14 to 15. You said probably well in the 17. Tim kind of touched 16 to 18. I think I would probably blend it, all of that together.
Yeah.
Like maybe even a little bit before that. I would say maybe like 2012, 2011, because that's like kind of when I was really, really deep into like going to the local stuff and being a part of, if you want to say, that community, although I kind of kept my distance as much as I could, as silly as that sounds. But I mean, I remember times where, and we were all there, I'm sure, in some capacity, where like you could have somebody make a phone call and within hours, legitimate hours, not all day. It wasn't like, oh, go there at the end of the week or something like that. Like it was within hours, you could have probably a very large parking lot packed with some very, very quality cars.
Oh yeah.
And just hang out and relax.
Or there wasn't a call at all, and people just knew.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there was a lot of by ear stuff.
Yeah, like-
there was a lot of by ear
Oh,
stuff.
it's Thursday night. We're going here.
Right.
Oh,
Sure,
it's Wednesday night.
absolutely.
We're going here.
And it was pretty much guaranteed that it wasn't going to be. It was going to be worth it. Let's just
Yeah.
put it that way. It was going to be worth the drive, whatever that was for you. And I think that's kind of like a little bit of annoyance now. Is like you kind of know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm not driving 30 minutes to sit in a parking lot for 7.
Yeah.
For the police to show up because somebody decided that their car sounding loud was cool.
But that's when
The shift.
That's the shift, and that's when
Yeah.
you could do it. When places didn't mind, because at the end of the day, someone that's owns a strip mall or something like that, they see it as this massive amount of cars are parking here, but is this place really busy anyway? And those people might go inside and
Patronize.
yes,
Right.
and they aren't doing anything. They're not being a absurdity, not absurdity, but like they aren't being a
nuisance.
nuisance. Yeah,
Right.
they if anything
Public
are
enemy number 1.
are helping and possibly bringing future or more customers in, because people even off the road see that they want to stop in, they might buy something from a store.
Right.
But that's before the shift, definitely, of when you didn't have to worry about cars coming in doing the burnouts, the donuts, like it got very big to a point where everyone came.
Yeah, but not in the right kind of aspect, if you will. Yeah, I know what you're saying. I agree with that.
Most people just parked and chilled.
Yeah.
Honestly, most people just parked and chilled, and that was it.
And I feel like those times, if we're gonna say that span of 7, 8 years, I feel like it was a lot more personable. It was a lot less standoffish.
Very.
I think it was and it wasn't.
I agree with that. I do agree with that too.
I think it was to the people that were actually, like, if you showed the
genuine interest,
like genuine interest, or like you were trying to do something, then you would be, I'm gonna say, accepted, or it was more, communal almost.
Yeah.
But the people that was just there to just be there, and
you could tell.
Yeah,
you could
100%,
smell it.
100%.
Could smell it.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, but I agree with that.
Yeah.
Now it's
a free for all.
It's cell phone heaven. And
Well, that too, yeah. But I mean, that's a generation thing too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
It is.
I mean, at the end of it, it's it's cool to capture moments, but you also got to live the moments too. You know.
I mean, back when that was when social media was still. It sounds weird to say that social media was still in its young stages during those times, because it feels like it's been around for so long. But social media really didn't start to take off in the way that we see it now until lockdown, coronavirus, all those types of things. So back then, people weren't taking photos of their cars for views on Instagram,
right?
Or you had YouTube, you had YouTubers into cars, but it was very personable. It was like, hey, we're gonna build this cool thing. You guys are gonna help me throughout this process. Now it's about what crazy coolest thing can I make now, or how can I make my car look the greatest out of all of them? How many likes and clicks and shares can I get? And I think all of that had changed it from being, park, chill, maybe, oh my god, another MR2 owner. Let me go talk to this guy and talk to him about his... It's not like that no more.
For the record, most MR2 people talk to people. Just saying.
I'm just using you as an example.
Someone's biased.
It's true. I can say that. That the community for those cars is very open, is very accepting.
Right.
Which is not true of some community. I'm not saying all, because that's not fair. But
you'd be surprised. Yeah, there's niche communities. Like for the Legacy, there is a weird amount of people that have a lot of knowledge that will just share it. And I am in one of those groups, and I share my knowledge as well. But yes, there's for niche cars, there is groups that you can find for a ton of knowledge.
And again, to that point, on the flip side of that too, is there's a lot of people that gatekeep stupid things.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, dude, we all have the same. We're all here for the same reason. We all do the same thing. We all have the same car, for lack of better terms, right? So, what are we doing here? What are we doing? You know what I mean? Just talk, have a conversation. Social media is a good point. I think that kind of probably dimmed a lot of people's lights, for lack of better term, and no pun intended. But
cloud chasing.
Yeah, that's
He said it.
Definitely a big part of what cars have become, and it's unfortunate. But I think we can roll that into something else in another topic at a later point.
Yeah.
We can kind of roll through that a little bit more.
So don't want to sound like the old man.
But we are. That's the thing.
Don't touch my paint.
We are the old guys on the scene now.
Meanwhile, I was just complaining about that 10 minutes ago.
Literally.
Now we're sitting here these kids with their cell phones and social media ruin the cars. Whatever. If you want to come take a ride, just find the unicorn. I'll take you for a ride. It doesn't matter. I'm not one of the old guys. Sometimes I'll let you drive it. It just depends on who it is.
If you could fit in it.
Yeah, that's true. If you can fit in it.
I can't fit in it.
Yeah. Ray fit in it.
Ray fit in it?
Yeah, he drove it.
Oh my god, good for Ray.
So that's a lot of car show stuff in one.
I was thinking.
What are some of your favorite car shows that you've attended?
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say let's
that's
talk
good-
about car shows.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
I would say actual shows. I mean, you could go back in the day into current. I mean, why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
Flow
Me?
it through.
Yeah.
Me.
Oh no.
I do, I guess, have some car show experience.
You think?
Some may say.
Yes.
It was Tim. Tim
So
said it.
my BRZ, I touched in it in the pilot. My BRZ I've had for a very long time. I would say, I guess, not to sound standoffish or anything like that, but my car, quote unquote, has been cool for like going on 6 years now. I've had a lot of work put into it, the visually, things like that. So for the good chunk of about 4.5 years, I did almost every single show you possibly could every year. And it was
Name some shows, Tim.
just my car was featured in the Philly Auto Show quite a few times with other booths and obviously with ours more recently. On top of that, Clean Culture, Slammed Enough, Elite Tuner, Fresh Meat. I'm going. That's some of the.
Evo?
What was that?
Did you do Tuner Evo?
Tuner Evo PA. Yes,
Okay.
I've done Tuner Evo PA a couple times. Yeah, any of those like real big name shows. I mean, I guess my car was fortunate enough to be accepted, and I was able to put on display. I mean, car. I wouldn't say it's decorated or anything like that, but it's done well here and there. Had a good time. I mean, it was a good time, and I'm happy I did it. I still want to do it, but I guess back then, I mean, that you could eat off that car. Like it was so clean, and I was so meticulous about it for the purpose of winning trophies. And I think that also was a shift of mine in my later years that I didn't necessarily. I like going and I like showing off my car, and I like kind of what we touched on, talking to people that either have my car or are interested in it,
Right.
and being able to share some knowledge. And I go now more to meet people than I do to win a trophy. And in an aspect that shows in my car, I mean, unfortunately, I have started really driving that car instead of keeping it in the garage and only driving it to shows and pulling it out, 6 times a year, honestly. And it's sad to say, but that's what the car used to do. And now it is, shifted into me driving it. I mean, I drove it twice this weekend. I just had a
comment.
great time doing it. The wheels are curbed. I got a dent on my door. I mean, unfortunately over the years, Dave, you're gonna have to blank this. Shit happens. And before, if something like that happens, like this wheel right here, this wheel was the first wheel I ever curbed. I bought those set of rays brand new, and in a month and a half, I curbed the wheel. I was so upset about that I actually went out and I hunted down someone that was selling just a singular raise wheel in that spec. If you can understand how hard that was to find, I found one and I just completely replaced that wheel because it was curved and all the other ones were perfect. And that's one just not, I guess, not healthy, but not viable, like not something that, I guess I could also afford or do. I made some stupid financial decisions doing it.
We all have.
Speak for us all, sir.
That is just something I guess I've grown out of, and it sucks to curb your wheel, and I mean, it is definitely a pride hurter, but I have more fun driving my car and just loading up my family and going on drives, taking it places, still seeing the smiles that it gives to people every day, just being out on the road and the interesting conversations I can get, than for it to sit in the garage, sit in a parking lot or a venue, and then come right back. I think my just life has changed in that aspect, and it's something I've grown up from.
Yeah.
But the shows I've done, I guess also I will touch real briefly on, like, you go to shows and people think there's politics to it, and some people, won't win a trophy, and they'll be
There's
like, oh, it's
absolutely
because
politics.
so-and-so picked their favorite cars that came here and this and that, or
That happens
that's
a lot.
that's a
Yeah.
heavily argued thing. I don't know if I necessarily bought into it, but there was a show or two where I've obviously strongly felt that my car was better than what I was compared against, and in that aspect, that's another thing that you have to relax on, and it's just you take away the fun of things, and I think either I took away the fun of the car shows, or I just kind of needed to find the purpose for the car.
It's a pride thing, though. You put all that hard work and money and time and just the blood, sweat, and tears, and for it to go and to not win a trophy, like, that's understandable. Like, yeah, you're gonna be upset, 100%.
I agree.
Like,
I'm going to touch on. I absolutely think there's politics.
There is politics.
There is.
Car shows. 100%.
Yeah,
110%.
There's politics. I don't think it's as, and this is going to be like in my opinion.
Right. No, of course.
It's not as it doesn't happen as often or as strongly as people think.
No.
But it happens.
Yeah.
It does. 100% it happens.
I'm not saying things are predestined.
No,
I'm not saying like,
no.
oh, okay, we already know these cars are coming, so they're gonna. It's not like that.
No,
but
yeah,
there's
yeah.
definitely some like, politics.
But isn't there with everything?
Yeah. Again.
Yeah.
Very, very true.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
So-
It's no different than anything else that's judged.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. There's always going to be somebody that thinks something differently than somebody else, and that's sometimes how the cards fall. Yeah. So. That's kind of is what it is.
What shows you have had a car for a very long time as well? What shows has the 2 done?
Funny you say that. Actually, that car hasn't been a show circuit car. I
Really?
No. The most formal show that car has probably ever been in is the auto show.
Really?
No elite tuner. I mean, I've been to his shows, but I've never it's not like on the level it is now. Like when he used to do ATCO.
Yeah.
I've been there a couple times. But like
entered the car or just been there?
Yeah, I've entered
Oh,
the car.
okay.
But like as far as like a tuner Evo or like an actual indoor car, nah.
Really?
I don't think the car's ever touched any type of indoor surface like that. It's always been outdoor shows or like somewhere where I had to drive it. Funny enough, that's funny to say, and I'm sure everybody's like, you drive it 3 times a year. Very true. But at the same time, when I did drive the car, let's say more often, 3 more times a year. It really didn't see much show time. I mean, if you want to say formal shows, I mean, I would say Radwood. Radwood when it first came around.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous I haven't done one of those
That
yet.
first
I
year,
wanna do one
listen,
so bad, and I
anybody
hope they
that
continue
wants to
do
talk
it.
to anybody that they do, it just doesn't come here. If anybody wants to talk about that first year of Radwood when it was at the Navy Yard, the actual just aura of that show, it's not recreate, you cannot recreate the feeling that show brought. I can't even talk about it's just so good. The setup was great, the weather was perfect, you couldn't have asked for a better show. And I will argue to this day and to my deathbed, that was one of the best automotive events I've ever participated or been a part of in my entire career.
Well, you took me to one of the last times that Radwood was around, which was Subaru Park.
Yeah, Chester.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was, I mean, again, I don't own any 90s cars. I don't know,
And if anybody doesn't know, if I can just touch just to cut you off for a moment. Radwood, if you're not familiar, it was 1980 to 1999 only. And not only is it a car event, because they obviously are about the cars there, but it's a culture event too. So it's everything.
the part.
Yeah, everything 80s and 90s. So it's cars, it's music, it's dress. People would dress up in me. I had the track suits, so I had the 90s track. I bought a set of vintage LA Gear sneakers, just to have. And I'm so mad they literally fell apart because they were never worn from 90 something. Oh my God. So. But again, it was a whole cultural kind of event. And they still do it, and it's still a great event. It's become a lot more mainstream because they had a lot of investors and stuff like that kind of bought into it. And now, before, for instance, the first year, I'm just to touch base on it. The first year, a guy showed up with a 80-something Mercedes 560 Koenig Special. And it's this maroon, crazy wide-bodied, crazy-lipped BBS car from the 80s that was very little known, but now they're becoming a little bit more popular.
Yeah.
The guy showed up late and won Best in Show.
What?
Literally, he showed up 15 minutes before entries were done. They parked him in this crazy back corner of the Navy Yard. He won the entire show.
Wow.
But now it's now you see Radwood, it's F50s and F40s, and how are you going to win against an F40?
Yeah.
You can't, you can't. It's just not going to happen. But back to the Chester one, which was, I don't even know what, I mean, they did it there a couple years, but I don't remember
I only went to...
I wish they would do another one. I would be there in a heartbeat.
Dude,
I went to the
wanted
second.
to come back so bad.
So I didn't go to the first year. I went to the second year.
And I don't remember what year that
was. The last year. I think it had to be 2023.
It was it was 2 years ago.
It was a couple years ago at the least,
so, yeah. Then it had to be 23.
Something like that,
But that was an experience.
But you got it.
Cars. Oh my God!
You got the point.
I got the point.
Yeah.
When we went there, you had all your MR2 buddies there, but and we ended up showing up later. But that was an incredible experience. The cars that were there, the condition.
Yeah.
I mean, it was on another level. And like you said, it wasn't like there was cars of all types,
Every flavor.
Yeah. It wasn't just like you said, like super like 90s, 80s supercars, like stuff like that. It was, there was a Geo Tracker there that was like probably the cleanest Geo Tracker I've ever seen in my life.
Exactly.
Like,
and right next to that is like a 1993 Oldsmobile Cutlass convertible that has seen better days for the its formidable years, and it's like held on with duct tape and has drawings all over it. But like that's what makes that stuff kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I think I really wish they would bring that kind of stuff back. Like that by far is probably one of my favorite automotive events as an entirety.
And it's a shame because Tim you got the legacy.
Yes. I wanted to, I forget what happened, but I was all set to go for the last year that you two both went.
Yeah.
I was 100% on board. The car was there. It was where I wanted it to be. I was ready to take it. And I forget, like, something happened, like, the week before to where I wasn't able to go, and I was very, very upset about that because I really, really wanted to go with my legacy, because that's the thing. You see cool things, and I guess to touch on, my legacy, the color of my legacy in the Subaru community is specifically known as a quote-unquote rare color.
Yes.
My wagon being one of 200 that model year.
Right.
In that color.
And on top of that, just to add a little bit more, it was at Subaru Park. And Subaru themselves,
they had their
themselves. Well, no, they were one of the biggest sponsors of that show.
I wanted to go so badly. I have no idea how bad I was
because of that, and they even brought a lot of their heritage cars out there for it, because again, they're
like 90s cars, cool stuff.
Yeah, it's Subaru Park, and then on top of it, they're being one of the biggest, so they brought out a lot of they had 2.2Bs there, they had a couple SVXs from the heritage, whatever, their heritage collection, I guess, if you will, whatever the case may be. But Josh, you're sitting there. How would you like to interject with some information?
Have you or your car ever done car shows or anything of the such? Or
Oh my God.
even want to touch on maybe something you went to?
Really, honestly, the only car show I think I've really ever submitted my car into was the Clean Culture event you guys went to, and I wasn't even freaking there.
You weren't there.
I didn't even go. My car was, but I wasn't even there.
Imagine handing your keys to somebody else, be like, "Here, I paid for it. Go."
That's a flex.
Yeah,
I
really
wanted to go to Redwood like you guys did.
Yeah.
I never had the opportunity to go, and I really wish that I could. But that was a rough couple of years for me when they were still around, and I wasn't able to get the chance to go. I would say honestly, my favorite show that I ever went to, and actually the complete opposite of Redwood, where it's like a massive culture fest of all different types of cars.
Okay.
It was the East Coast annual Nissan meet.
Okay.
And this was back when they hosted it. Right outside of Montclair College in North Jersey.
Okay.
It was one of those shows where it was, not to call out a bunch of people that have a bunch of clapped out VQs, but it was a lot of really clean built. Like, they were super picky about what was going to be there.
So a proper car show.
A proper
Right.
car show. It was a meet. And obviously, you had a section for all the non-show cars to gather up, but for the show section, it was just the best of the best.
Right.
And it was just so cool to see people come from like 2-3 states away just to come bring their specific build to the show.
Yeah.
And just the overall, just, how do I want to put it? The quality, the dedication into these builds was so apparent that you could tell the personality of the person making that build just by looking at the car. And I mean, the vendors that were there were great too. You had some quality people. Z1 came, and they were from like 8 states away.
Right.
Like, they took a long travel out just to come to this event. But it was great, and I'm finally getting my car to the point that I feel like I can start actually bringing it to shows. The auto show's coming up. I'm excited to do that.
For
The Philly
sure.
Auto Show. I'm excited to do that. But then also other things too. I mean, Clean Culture was one that I sent it in. I wasn't there for it, didn't get to experience it, but it was
Right.
there. Super happy about it nonetheless. But, it gets me wondering, are car shows going down in quality?
No. I'm going to say no.
I'm going to say it depends on the car show. But
I would say audience. You want to say
the
audience?
audience, yes.
And
That's
the
better.
participants?
That's better, yeah.
And the participants. Because I got a very, very good point to null what you're saying right now, but I want to hear this.
But I just feel like... back in the era we were talking about,
Right.
like the early 2000s and up into the 2010s, 2010s, stuff like that,
Yeah.
I feel like there was a much more strict standard that you had to meet
I
to
agree.
be able to get your car in a show.
Yeah.
And I feel like going from car show to car show, I see that standard starting to slip a little.
That's why there's a wheel on the wall.
I'm gonna give you this counterpoint.
No, seriously, you're right, Tim. That is why he's not
You
wrong.
used to get clowned for having just a single curved wheel. People would be at the show and be like, his wheels are curved? Wow. It used to be that, 100%.
My counterpoint to that is, I feel as though, and this is kind of maybe, I'm going to give two counterpoints, and I'm going to see if anybody agrees. So let's start on what the simplest counterpoint is. We can all agree that modern cars are significantly more difficult to modify. As a
Newer
whole.
cars?
Newer cars, yes.
You're like 2020s, we're talking.
Yes. A lot of the show cars nowadays.
I think I see what he's talking
And
about.
I'm going to, I have a very, very, very specific point.
I think I know where you're going
I'd
with
like to
this.
hear the point before I interject.
Yeah, same.
Okay, so my point is, and let me wrap this all together in one, okay?
All right.
To counteract our car shows dying, in the last 4 years, if you've ever attended Low Show in Pottstown,
Okay.
Jamie Orr and all those guys have put so much time and effort into making that show better and better each year. And I'm not a Volkswagen, like, I am not a German car typically guy, but I respect what those guys do. Now, what I'm going to get at with is, as far as car shows, that is getting progressively better every year. And it's Volkswagen, Porsche, Audi, German, generally based. What I like to call the back rooms is the people that show up, all the extra parking lots around Pottstown, are almost as good as the show itself.
Yeah,
in
it's
its own
true.
aspect. It's crazy because, like, just... It's not all German guys, you know what I mean? Like, guys that have German cars and stuff like that. Like, you see a little bit of everything, and that's cool. And a lot of the stuff's pretty heavily modified, which is crazy. Now, if you've ever looked under the hood of, like, an OG, old-school, like, Volkswagen, like, I would say, enthusiast, I would say, as a whole, those cars are, like, those people put they're the most dedicated people I think I've ever seen in the car community. Like, by far. And what I mean by that is, like, a lot of those older cars, I'm talking shaved bays, full paint, full chrome, full polish, like...
Wire harness toxin, all
Like,
that
you
stuff.
couldn't... You
Yeah.
can hardly see how that car runs, let alone anything else.
Yeah.
And you can see that on some of them, but, like, I would say, as an example, those cars, like, that kind of level of, like, attention to detail probably stopped in the mid-2000s.
So would you like to then say, like, the event promoters have changed then, and it's more of an event promoter thing? That's maybe no. Yeah.
No, continue. Continue real quick.
Like maybe it's you talked about Jamie Orr and all those guys,
Yeah.
and how they're putting a lot of effort into this car show to grow it. Are maybe to the other point of it being more like, maybe it's a stale thing. There's not enough.
I think attendance has
change.
gone down, and that's why event promoters are allowing lesser builds in, because that's what they can get, and they
But
can get the money to pay
I don't
out
disagree
for.
with that.
I don't disagree with
I
that.
don't
but-
agree with it
disagree with
either.
that.
I don't.
I don't disagree with it. However,
Unfortunately, it's how it is. You got to
but-
make money. It's a business at the end of the day. I
It
mean,
is
Business
a
is a
totally
business.
get it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
these
Yeah,
are people's
absolutely.
livelihoods, and
Yeah.
I get that.
And good for them. I mean, the guys that are still doing it and have been doing it for a long time.
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
seriously.
They deserve to. They put blood, sweat, and tears into things we've never seen and will never.
I mean, Ray from Fresh Meat has been doing it. Oh, what, 25 years?
yeah, Ranger's
Ranger's been doing it for
on
at
the
least
scene.
10.
I saw him earlier today.
Like
he beeped at
like
me.
it's like I understand the point of, yes, maybe car shows are maybe not dwindling in terms of like how they are or attendance wise or anything, but maybe it's because they haven't changed in the past 10 years. Like Jamie does an incredible job with Low Show. I've gone there twice. You've gone there like 3 times.
I'll be going.
You'll
the
be
next
going
one.
up.
Also,
Tim, you should go Low Show. I mean,
and even the local Pottstown car show the day before is really
it's incredible.
fantastic. Yeah.
But they
Put
and
a
one of
car
the things
in
I'm
or
going to
just, like,
say,
go, or-
just
Just
go,
go.
just come
Just
up.
go. Yeah.
we just go for
Do
the
you
day.
bring a car? Like,
We
No, I mean,
can.
the last couple of years I just rode up with people, but if the weather's nice, I might take a car. I don't know.
So like Low
yeah,
Show.
is it like I guess is there
You
a
just
good
go up.
parking lot?
Literally, it's a Sunday. You go up early. You find good parking. You hang out. You look at all the stuff. That's where we found Mr. Sticky
Yeah.
from Low Show. That's where that started.
And,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
and so the cool thing that I really like, and I'm gonna just kind of expand
Of
on what
course.
you were saying with Low Show. They take the town of Pottstown and all the abandoned buildings or old businesses,
Open spaces.
open spaces,
Yeah, the open business spaces. Yeah.
Those are the vendor spots.
Yeah.
The businesses, the storefronts
Are open.
turn into the vendors.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
So like you're
That's how
going
you should do it in a
and,
town,
and they
100%.
but
Yeah. I
that's
love
but
that.
that's the push.
I love that.
That's that
It's
what are
the-
we doing differently than what every other indoor or outdoor car show is doing?
Well-
and maybe that is
Yeah.
why
A different format.
exactly it's a different format. It's a different way of looking and doing things.
Now, if you didn't know,
So you think they're getting repetitive?
repetitiveness, yeah, I agree.
that's
but again,
exactly what.
But
yes.
but it's hard to do that with, like, again, Low Show is probably in and of itself a little bit of a wild card, if you will,
Yeah.
because of the location. But like, think about it: a car show, you go to an enclosed space, you spend XYZ, you have this section, that section, so on and so forth. Yes, it is repetitive. I agree with that. But the differentiation with that would be the hosts, right? And
Yeah,
because they've been
that's what I'm
doing it so
saying.
long, the formula that works, it works. So.
Right.
I'm not saying it's a knock, but that is a fact, right?
Right.
So that is an actual fact.
Right.
And I think, again, that the appeal to it is the little bit of differentiation. Where now, if you didn't know this, what I was going back to was the first year Low Show, which I didn't go to and I'm very upset about, was actually in a mall.
oh yeah, you were
remember-
telling me
So
about
they
this.
they did it in a mall and had the actual show cars in the mall. Same
That's
idea.
cool.
Yeah.
Same idea. It was a lesser used mall, and like I remember hearing stories that like there are still active stores in the mall, just kind of like there is Pottstown. There's still active stores, and like, they they were saying that like some of the stories were like when they was in the mall. There was like old ladies. There's like a hairdresser or something in there. There's like old ladies getting their hair done, and meanwhile there's like these straight piped Volkswagens just going
Yeah.
through the mall. Like they're like, what is going on?
But that's
here?
a cool vibe,
Exactly,
It is a
because
cool
it's
vibe.
real. It
And
brings
it's
it.
different.
It brings it exactly.
Yeah.
So I think maybe I agree with that. That might be the appeal of the success of that show specifically. Same thing with Radwood. Like kind of like, oh, this is different. Like this is specific, and there's some copycats here and there. And
Like you were saying with Radwood, it's almost got like a theme. It's got a vibe to
Right.
the way the show.
There's an
is
aura.
run. There's
Yeah,
an aura.
there's an
to it.
aura of it.
Yeah.
It's not just okay, everybody. Here's the convention center. We're gonna roll the cars in a line.
Right.
Everyone's gonna look at them. The vendors are gonna have tents.
Right.
Same old, same old.
Yeah, at 10 o'clock you roll in, and at noon we're gonna have a raffle, and at 4
Right.
o'clock
But
we're
being
gonna
able
have
to go
trophies.
like the mall, going up and down the escalator, seeing all the different viewpoints,
Yeah.
being able to get the food from there, check out the vendors that are like set
Right.
up like real shops.
Yep.
Yeah.
You have
Which again is in and of itself, it is a specific thing, right? Like
Right.
you obviously can't shut down an entire shopping mall for a car show.
No,
But-
but there's a lot of abandoned ones going, that are
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
coming up and and
but
stuff like
you
that.
it gives you a different perspective of how to view a car show.
Right. No, I agree, and I would like to bring up one that I was just recently at, Elite Tuner, the Dome,
Okay.
which to me that's different. So for those of you who don't know, the Dome is a Top Golf course.
Mm-hmm.
It is an inflatable building. It is a giant inflatable dome, and
Okay.
like to have a car show in that, like it's different. It's weird, and it's
Yeah,
different.
yeah.
Like so, like one of the things that they have to do to get the cars in there, each car has to go into a vacuum chamber,
Oh.
just to get the car into the building.
Oh. Okay.
Like,
Interesting.
isn't that like it's different? And like
and that adds experience as it is. Like that's pretty
weird.
sick.
Yeah, and so and you're doing it on a golf course. And they had vendors where you would sit and like tee off.
Right.
That like there was VIP vendors with booths. Like it was different. It was different than just a regular indoor vendor car show.
Right. Time. Do this. Do this. Do this.
I mean,
yeah.
that's still part of it.
Of
like
course.
the time.
Well, you can't
like,
get it wrong with. You can't get away with
no,
it. It's just
when you're doing a 1-day show, you
Right.
got to be on point with that. But like, I liked the fact that it was in a different environment. It was
setting.
in a setting. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was in a different area than just a big warehouse with a bunch
Yeah.
of cars. You know
Right.
what I mean? It felt like, wow, I am in a wild place.
or the
Where
fifth
am I?
convention center this year that you've seen that's gray and
Exactly.
concrete and yeah,
And
with a
it's
stupid rug on the floor.
Yeah, like, yeah.
I agree.
It's the same. Like one of the things, like it's the same cars over and over. People argue and stuff like that. But like, if you're going to be putting the effort
Right.
into where the event is, that should make the difference.
Yeah.
Or it does make the difference.
Right.
Like it makes it that experience. Which again, like I'll say with Low Show, that's how I kind of feel with that. With Radwood, like you guys were saying, and like that that right there could maybe in the future
Be
be
a big
something
thing.
to try to reignite
Latch onto. Yeah.
that flame of car show.
Yeah.
That to people to come out and stuff like that.
Right, and on top of that, kind of maybe bouncing on that, if they use different types of, like for instance, Subaru Park. If you're not familiar, Subaru Park is a soccer complex.
Yeah.
And I mean, not everybody likes soccer or is about soccer,
Football.
knows about football, or knows about soccer, or whatever the case may be. But like, they still had all of because that's the home of the Philadelphia Union.
Yeah.
So like that brings awareness to them. Like they have their stuff out there, their promotional material, and obviously Subaru being one of the big sponsors of that event. So it kind of rolls everything. So
Yeah.
somebody be like, hey, this is a really nice place. I don't really care about soccer, or I may be interested in soccer or something like that, but I would like to come here, spend my money, spend my time here,
Yeah.
and maybe see an event or like
Yeah.
go to a soccer game or just see how it is because it's close or whatever the case may be, and it opens your eyes to different things.
And I have one more. Oh,
Yeah,
go ahead. Go ahead,
yeah,
Josh.
So-
Go ahead.
I like the idea of the mall. I don't know if you know this or not, but there is a mall about 3 hours from here in PA that is like it is a dead mall. There is like nobody, like maybe like 2 or 3 stores in it, and they're all like maybe the chain stores.
Right.
But it is an OG style mall with all the LED neon lighting and
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
signed.
Oh.
How cool would it be to have a retro rides car show all
At night.
all 80s
Or
themed, and have
Radwood.
the but
Well, yeah, that's basically what it. Yeah, but he's
Yeah.
saying like that.
but it would
that
be
ideal,
it would be
that
like
idea
it would
of
be
it.
like at nighttime, and you'd have just like low lighting, the neon signs
that'd be-
on, and the retro
Dude, you could make it like an old.
rides.
You could make it like a, what is it, the old skating rinks?
Yeah, yeah.
like
Skating rink.
that's what I mean.
Yo,
like
a car
the-
show in a skating rink would be wild.
Wild.
They do it.
Do they?
They do.
Where?
Highlight Stance does it.
Really?
Up in yeah, I believe it's a skating rink or it's a bowling alley. No,
It's a bowling
skating
alley.
rink.
No, it's a bowling alley.
They do
I know which one
one.
you're talking
They
about.
do one in a skating rink too.
Okay.
they
I know
do
the
it-
one about the
Highlight
bowling alley.
Stance, I'll shout out the Highlight Stance. And not all of us are stance guys, but like they do it in some weird spots. They do some shows.
Yeah,
in
but
some
see, I
weird
think
spots.
that's kind of what we're onto right now.
Yeah,
I think
right.
like
Yeah,
that's
that's the
what's going to be
idea.
that's
Right.
what's going to be
That's catching
hot.
on.
That's what's
Yeah,
going to be the
it's gonna be
difference.
the thing.
And like same thing again, kind of going back off of that kind of idea is like just different venues in general, and like especially places you can like maybe smaller or local places that you can really patronize and bring attention to.
Yeah.
We have friends that do that, by the way. We'll talk about them later. But yeah, so like I think that's probably and that's what I feel gains a lot of traction too. I do agree with that.
And I have
but what were you
one,
saying?
I
Yeah.
have one more.
No, you don't.
Show that I think that I didn't participate in, but I went to.
Okay.
And again, it's another stance show, so I know some people feel about that. But it's ASM, Atlantic Street Movement.
Okay.
They did a show on the beach of Wildwood.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
Yeah,
These
yeah.
shows before are cool
on
too.
the beach. They steam pressed the beach.
And everybody that has a Jeep,
And
they go
everyone
to the
got
beach
stuck.
too.
But like, if you don't care about getting some sand in your car and stuff like that, where are you gonna go on the beach to see a bunch of slammed cars?
Well, cars in
And-
general.
and,
I mean,
you know,
I know
cars
that
in
was
general,
that was the
yeah.
topic. I get it, but yeah, no, you're right.
But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's
setting.
That's different. That was them trying something new.
Yeah.
And did it work? Kinda. I mean, everyone got stuck.
Yeah, but put it this way:
that's-
it doesn't matter if your car's 6 inches off the ground or -3. You're on street tires. You're getting stuck.
Right. Yeah.
Period.
But I mean, but again, to follow the point of the conversation, like that was different.
Right.
That's a big thing in Cali if you've ever seen
No.
photos of like I remember browsing Instagram one day and seeing a show from Cali that was like that, and there were like Liberty Walk, like 4.58 Aventadors, like all sorts of like customized exotics, and they were like spread out on like the beach.
So wild.
That's
and
cool.
it was just seeing people swimming in the ocean, coming, checking out the cools, and I'm like, it just looks cool to
yeah,
have your
framing
car.
it.
Aesthetic is good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
being able to
yeah.
take photos of your car in a different environment that you normally wouldn't be allowed to do so.
Yeah. I agree with that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, I-
especially permitted.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
mean. Like
especially
permitted
permitted,
to
yeah.
be able to get those photos.
Right.
So
I
I think we're kind of there, but I want to touch on one final thing.
Okay.
What do we want to see? So we touched on future things. What are some things we would maybe want back, and what are some things we could really, really do without? Tim, I'm going to open this one up to you to start this one. Car show wise,
What's something I would like to see in future car shows?
what would you like to see maybe come back, or what is something that you could really
want
do
to see
without?
go away.
Like you're like it's gone.
I mean-
Please stay for gone.
Yes, that's what I wanted.
I don't want to get too loaded here. I think,
No, send it.
I think
Stop it.
we've talked about quite a bit already. One thing I would like to see is stricter standards again.
That's fair.
I understand the respect all builds movement, and I absolutely do respect all builds. You know, people's budgets, people's lives, everyone's situation is
I think
different.
that's a loaded question.
And
That's a whole loaded
that
question.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone ever in the car scene should not tell someone else to be in the car scene because of the way their car looks. I think everyone that just likes cars and wants to come out to support car stuff
Yeah.
should all have the same level of respect. And then going into the shows, I think there should be a level of dignity to be in some of these shows. I know at the end of the day it's a business. Sometimes business is down, sometimes sales are down, or numbers of people are down, and I get it. But
Yeah, that
that
makes
is
sense.
something I wish would come back, something I wish would go away. I think, I honestly think, like, the brief touch on it, I want, it's hard to say, but I kind of think, like, back in the day, you know, there was maybe like one or two competitions, like maybe a two-step competition or maybe like a low-car limbo.
Yeah.
Now there's just kind of like a whole different branch of competitions, whether it being, you know, people that come with giant speakers and there's almost like a sound off kind of going on at the show. I think maybe that's something that's not necessarily necessary, or even, you know,
mean the giant wall of voice-only speakers?
not,
that what
just
you're
not
talking
even
about?
specifically that. I think there's just like a lot of different things. Like people are trying to make car shows too much, and I think in terms are ruining them. I think like some of the ones I've been going to recently have been adding drifting, which is
Right.
a very up and coming sport, and something like that is cool. But, you know, trying to make all these different competitions or like trying something like slick like that to try to either make your quota or make your show better is just, unfortunately, I don't feel, as a person who has done
Like a tug of war.
a lot of short shows, I
Right.
don't feel that is, you know, fun or the thing to do. The tug of war, I believe there's one show that should be, and that should be, you know, the yearly, we have it around here, we have an annual Battle of the Clubs. And that's something absolutely do the tug of war, because then you're battling other clubs. Like that's a purpose, but I think other than that, you know, not all shows are Battle of Clubs, and most of it is just people that have put a lot of effort in their car that want to go show their car.
Yeah.
So that's my stance on that, and that's where I'm going to leave it.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Josh?
Some things that I want to see come back or leave.
I want to answer for Dave Smith. I said I want to answer for Dave Smith.
No. No.
Go ahead, sorry.
Oh no, you're all good. I guess I just want to see, like he said, I kind of want to see like stricter standards come back in shows again. I'd love to see, maybe. I feel like in a lot of shows, I feel like the vendors lack sometimes. Like maybe I want to see more vendors come into shows again that I feel like
Yeah.
I haven't seen. Like the past couple times I've been to shows, like I just, sometimes you just want to go to see like some of the vendors that have some like quality parts, and I feel like I don't see much of that anymore. Like maybe it's all like apparel and
It's
stuff
all-
like
yeah.
that.
But it's money. It's just if it's not viable, you're not going to do it.
And I know that, and I
Yeah.
know that, and I feel
No,
like
but I'm with you. I agree.
as I think as car shows advance, I think seeing those come back in would be cool, because I feel like it's very rare you get a chance to see stuff like that. Like you have some of the really, really big shows like SEMA where they'll come out and show
Right.
like their newest tech and stuff like that. But
Yeah, but that's it.
but not everybody has the viability to go to SEMA to
Correct.
do that.
Correct. Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with that. That would be cool. Get a little old school vibe back.
Yeah.
So,
Dave?
how about you, Dave Smith?
So things
underglow.
things I'd like to see.
I answered.
I
for
knew
him.
that was coming.
I like underglow too. Okay. I just
Um,
wouldn't put it on my car.
I would like to see again. I think we're all going to agree here. I'm not
I'm purposely disagreeing.
stricter standards.
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely not. Allow everybody.
And I would like to see like more of a. I think this is what Josh was saying. More of that presence of the aftermarket businesses.
Yeah.
Like you get your local businesses, right?
Right.
Like you get your shows, you get you get whatever wrap shop, you get whatever detail shop. But I would like to see McGuire's come out, have a booth. Someone who has been coming out, Liqui Moly. Liqui Moly, we have a vendor around here. Liqui Moly comes to a lot of the shows.
Yeah.
More of that, like you said, the SEMA kind of feel,
Yeah.
where, hey, I'm just gonna say I don't know if this is true or not, but like Vealside, right?
Yeah.
Liberty Walk,
AFE, all
AFE.
those brands.
So, I mean,
APR.
That's hard because technically I will speak for Liberty Walk because I feel as if I have just a touch of knowledge on that. They do go out to local like Japanese shows. Liberty Walk they have
in
two
Japan.
shops.
In
They have
Jap-
two giant shops
Yeah,
in Japan.
in Japan. But what
So
about
in Japan, yeah, and I do see that, but I think logistically speaking, I think that's something that probably
The culture
isn't,
in Japan's different too.
Yeah, that is
I don't
true.
think that
Very
is an endeavor
So,
for
okay,
that.
so,
But
okay.
maybe American companies or
But
the
like
companies that do
APR.
have
Right.
headquarters in America, yes, I
Right.
do 100% see that.
you understand what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like,
Fab Speed.
Fab Speed, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
those
yeah.
those companies that are making these aftermarket parts,
Yeah.
that we all
That are
buy
selling primarily to a U.S. market.
to a U.S. market. You don't see you see them at SEMA,
Yeah.
but you don't see them at the Philly Auto Show or somewhere in a big show in your area on the East Coast or even on the West Coast.
Yeah.
You don't
We
see
technically
them.
live next to a big city being Philadelphia.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and
And
New
New
York.
York's-
We're
and
two
New York's-
away,
yeah.
2 hours
New
away
York,
from New York.
Yeah, New York's
We
not
can
far.
go
And,
to
as,
New York.
and as we're talking about shows and the quality of these shows we want to see better means the quality of cars, and some of these people
Exactly.
want to see the parts that they're going to be spending this money on instead of
Right.
being like, it looks good on that picture online.
Show
The
me a
reviews
prototype.
Are okay.
Yeah.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
I want to go to the show and see this part in person and
Yeah.
say, this is the brand I want.
Things that I want to see go away at car shows.
Dave Smith's Mustang.
This is things I'd like to see go away, and this may be a hot take. So
Now send it. I love it.
I want to see the ego of
Oh, this?
yeah
Yeah, that right there.
yeah, like, and I'm not talking like, oh,
That's
I
me
have
pushing my
pride in
nose
my
up.
car, like kind of how we were talking, like how there is I'm better than you,
Yes.
A lot of hate.
and you are lower, like
A lot of hate.
and
Sure.
I want to see that go away. I'm
Yeah, and like-
so sick of going to car shows and having someone's thumb up there. Like I'm so over that. And then another
It's called
thing,
stuffy.
Yeah.
Being stuffy.
I'm so over that. And we're here. Yes, some people are more privileged than others in terms of money, in terms of like they're better off, so they can't. But that doesn't mean they don't have a vision, and that doesn't like kind of what Tim was talking
Exactly.
about.
You don't want to deter
But
car
if you,
enthusiasts from being car
but if
enthusiasts.
you're
That's
up
what kills
there,
the scene.
yeah, exactly.
But I think that works two ways too.
It does.
I
No,
think
it
that
does.
works two ways.
100%.
But yeah, the people that are doing people that are doing donuts, burnouts, and ruining events. Those people are the ones you bully out of the car scene.
Correct.
But
Right.
everyone else, even if their car isn't what you agree on, is someone that should be in the car scene because at the end of the day, they're still spending money on those companies that do supply aftermarket parts and are
Yeah.
keeping everything alive.
I agree.
Hot take number 2.
Well,
Go.
actually, I want to touch on that real quick. before
Okay,
we
go
touch
ahead,
on that.
go ahead.
'Cause it was interesting because I'm glad you brought that up because it was something we talked about when we went to the rally. How open all of those people just wanted to chat about their cars.
That was insane.
They didn't care.
The fact
who
that that
you
dude had
were.
an M3
Yeah.
on the rally
Was
course
it actually an M3?
Yeah, I know,
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
crazy.
But it was all the
E36
people
M3,
there.
that's a
were
Yeah,
just-
that's
chassis
yeah.
right there,
Like
baby.
we were talking to the group that had the Beetle that was running.
Oh, yeah.
and they were
Oh, the
so
Beetle with
supportive.
What,
We didn't
what do you
even
get? A 5-cylinder, right?
Yeah, 5
Jetta?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
yeah.
That's so
we didn't
cool.
even have a rally car yet, but they were just like, "Oh my god, let us know when you do it. We want to see the updates on all this."
Yeah.
Dude was trying to sell me a Volvo for $500 so
Yeah,
I could
like-
go and rally next
Why
year.
didn't we buy it? Why didn't you tell me?
I have his phone number.
That might happen.
But but
That's what I need.
But what I'm saying is,
I got the truck and trailer.
or what
Oh,
I think Josh is saying
we're in.
is, I'm sorry, didn't
No,
mean to.
you're
I'll
good.
support it all day.
No, take it away.
Josh is saying, like, that community was the most open arms community. It felt like
You were there for
old
them.
school
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
to a car meet.
Right.
Like, and talking to someone about the car. That is how
Yeah.
it felt when we went there. And guys, you guys are going next year. You don't have a say. You guys are coming. Like, it was.
Dave's trying to make me do something. everybody.
It was
He
a
thinks it's gonna work.
fantastic
Buy a
experience.
camper.
Buy, dude. Yes.
Hold on a second. Great idea.
Buy a Beyond Limit camper?
Hot take. No. We should rent a camper.
I mean, kind of. Yeah.
I
Hey,
dri-
Dave.
I would
Turn
not drive it.
3
I hate
had
driving
a
them.
RV site
Turn
right
3
there.
did have an. Yeah. It's
Dude, we
true.
should rent an RV. Can
All
you
right,
Airbnb
let's
an
talk-
RV?
Probably. Let's talk about that later. But I just want to end this
Hot take
with
number
the
2.
hot take number 2. Thank
Yeah.
you. God, this is gonna get me
I love this.
so
I'm
much
so
hate.
excited.
We getting canceled on episode 1.
Probably.
Dave
but
Smith's canceled already.
We
By me.
we don't need.
Just say it, would you?
Just speak it out, man.
We don't need everyone trying to be a car model. And this.
Oh my god. I was not ready for that.
I'm gonna leave that there.
At Jackson Ribeiro.
I'm gonna leave that there. I'm not even gonna dive
I
into
can't
that.
speak on that. Like when I went to car shows, like I didn't have.
You didn't have that issue, but now,
No.
dude, let me tell you.
Can I?
As someone
I didn't have
who
random
works-
girls like coming out trying to take
Can
pictures
I
of my cars.
add
was
something
like,
to
nah.
that?
What?
Can I add something?
I just wanted to leave that there.
I have not once ever been approached like that, nor would I ever do it.
Dude,
And that's just my take. Listen, you like it, it's cool, that's great.
that's cool.
Don't
You
touch
wouldn't
my
take-
car. I do not want a sweaty ass cheek
And I'm
on my
not
car.
talking about the actual models. The actual models that are hired to be there, the people that are
No,
getting paid. I'm talking about the people
Bro,
that
I don't
think,
care how
Everyone's
much money
an
you
Instagram
make. You're
model,
not
yeah.
putting. I won't put my own
Exactly.
sweaty ass cheek on my car.
Don't
Thank you.
touch my car.
Yeah.
God, like
No.
I don't care if you have.
I would rather lick a tire.
Again, but and again, I've seen like the actual car models.
I'm being honest.
The actual car models, the people that are paid there, they're dressed up. They have those girls or guys, seen both. They ask permission.
No, of course.
They,
yeah, yeah.
There's a level of respect.
That's
and
professionalism, that's all that is.
Professionalism.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the people that will just you walk away from your car and you come back and there is someone ass cheeks on your fender.
That's what I'm saying.
That you just spent $2,000.
Now,
on.
granted, I'm not going to say my car would ever be that level. And,
No, but-
and I'm not saying like people's cars that
I
are
just-
like that.
In
is just,
genuinely, anyone. I don't care if your car is a beat Honda Civic. I don't care.
No, you're right, you're right.
Falling apart. I don't care. Anyone. And
Yeah.
that goes for anyone. Don't do it. Stop it. It's not cool. We don't like it. That's it.
Get some
That's
help.
my house.
Well, everyone, on that bombshell.
and on that,
yeah.
And on that bombshell, we can't quote that. We can't do that. We can't do that here. We can do that here. I don't think. Can we?
We
sure,
can,
We
probably.
already did it. It's
Why
already
not? We
done.
did it. Yeah.
That's going to be great. I can't wait. Please comment on that. I would love to hear from you people.
Yeah. Well,
Please.
tell me what you think in the comments below.
If you guys have any opinions on car shows,
Yeah.
we want to
Dave
hear them. We want to see where everyone
Smith,
else's heads are compared to
take.
our heads.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But
I would say I'm going to just round this out just because I want to give you the hot take of mine that I have about do's and don'ts that I like. I agree. I think I want more of a community back. I
Yeah.
miss the days where you could go and just hang out with people and people actually cared about cars and wanted to be there.
And on a good note, yeah.
Right, exactly. And not have to drive, again, like I said, 30 minutes to a spot that's worth it and it gets shut down because somebody decided to cut their mufflers off. That's not cool, nor is it good, and it doesn't sound great. I hate to tell you.
Yeah, I agree.
But as far as things that I don't want to come back and can kind of stay where it is, dude, there's too much. I don't know. I couldn't even tell you. Like, it's just basically get out there, have fun, enjoy your car,
Be respectful.
be
yes.
respectful, and like 9 times out of 10, and I mean, if you see me, and I'm gonna speak for myself, if you see me out and I'm with people or I'm with a car, just come say hi.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all humans.
I'll talk to anybody.
We don't bite.
No.
Only if you ask. I didn't have my leash on, sorry. But no, seriously, like, that's the whole point of cars. Like, and especially with us, like, you can see our banners if you're local to us. If you see the banner on the car,
Yeah.
9 out of 10 times, unless Dave Smith is having a day, he will probably talk to you. And he probably has talked to you. But I can probably speak for everybody and say the same thing. Like, we would all greatly
Gladly.
enjoy and have a conversation with you about anything you wanted. Doesn't matter. So just to kind of open that up and maybe put that where it needs to be.
Yep.
I
think.
But yeah. I think that's
an episode.
Yeah.
Solid
All right.
time.
Yep.
You
Well-
sexy sons of.
That
Thank
is
you
our
all
take.
I gotta
for
believe that.
On car shows.
coming
Yeah.
in. Yeah, to the
I
Car
wanna duck
Service
on car
Podcast.
shows.
I want a
And-
duck noise for my bleep.
I will.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for coming out to the Car Service Podcast. And we will all see you again on episode 2. Have a great night.
Peace.
Peace.